Wow. Hi guys. Sorry about this. I'm just getting a blue alert.
Blue alert issued for Joshua Powell for injury to a Corpus Christi PD officer. Suspect is a 20-year-old black male driving a green 1999 Buick Regal. Powell is 5'8" 155 lbs, black hair, brown eyes. Last seen wearing a dark shirt and khaki pants. Has dreadlocks. Tattoos on left arm. Anyone with information is urged to call 911.
Wow. That was not planned. Seriously. I'm telling you, the Lord is definitely, I don't know if it's a sense of humor or how to put it, but oh, I just hit live and that happened. So anyway, welcome to my life, y'all. All right, let me contain myself here. Yeah, so thank you if you stuck with me on the last press conference with Grady Judd. I appreciate it. It's a little heavy, but important. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to be showing y'all is something that is also important, maybe not as heavy as saving our children, but it has to do with saving everyone, I guess. So let me go ahead and play this for you. But before I do, please see the description. I put some comments in there. And then also, do me a favor. As you're watching this, please listen. Please watch. For example, I'll give you one thing that I noticed that I wanted to point out in the first few seconds of the video you're about to see. Look at the backpack of the guy standing there. You'll notice he'll be the only one with the backpack, brown or tan backpack, I think. Look what it says on it. I just found that interesting. Anyway, and then also, as you're watching, think about you. Think about your family. Think about your children. Think about your community. Think about our country. And then the last thing before I start this, you know, the best advice I can give you in situations like this, if you ask many special operators, you know, how do you do it? They don't usually give you the emotional reply that you all want, but the one thing that they will always say for sure is you just do it. You just do. You know, you're prepared. You don't think about it, and you know what to do. So that's why I want you guys to watch stuff like this sometimes. And I think, I don't know what's coming. You know, I can't tell you. I just know that something's coming. And I want each and every one of you to be blessed. So here we go.
I'm Sergeant First Class Brent Powell with the 76th Operational Response Command. Today I'm coming to you from the Muscatatuck Urban Training Center, just outside of Butlerville, Indiana. Now, Muscatatuck is where the U.S. Army North hosts its exercise Guardian Response each year. Guardian Response is an exercise set up to test and validate U.S. Army units responding to chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear catastrophes. Let's go find out more about exercise Guardian Response.
One of the key units involved in the Guardian Response exercise are Army engineers.
The unit out here right now is the 409th Engineers from Aurora, Colorado. They're part of a major rescue effort that's taking place as part of this exercise. All right. We are simulating this rubble pile as a collapsed structure in South Carolina, which the overarching scenario for the FTX has as the target area of a terrorist blast. So we not only have a radiation threat, but we have a collapsed structure. So the 409th is an urban search and rescue unit, technically trained, just like their civilian counterparts in FEMA, that are trained to not only deal in a radiological environment, but also to do technical rescue. And technical rescue is what we're doing right now. We have a total of 10 victims trapped in these collapsed structures, all alive, right? And the unit now is going through individual rescue techniques. What's important, because this unit, is on mission for this mission for 24 months. And they are on standby if the Department of Defense is called for by civilian authorities to reinforce civilian authorities in a real world disaster. So this is not a training exercise that we'll never see this again. On the worst day, they will be called.
In addition to the engineers, another key unit being evaluated in Guardian Response are the soldiers from chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear, or CBRN units, who are responsible for chemical decontamination.
What you see out here is mass casualty decon. So early this morning, we established what the double background hot zone was. The MCD, as you see out here, was established from that line, and right now we're processing non-ambulatory and ambulatory casualties. We have role players out here that are replicating that from this disaster. What we are actually in right now by scenario is South Carolina, a major city, and we're replicating that here at Muscatatuck. Because of the NORTHCOM mission under Army North, we have to make sure that we get trained and ready forces. Part of the technical aspect of it, which is what we do, is ensure that they have the soldiers have all the technical skills needed to conduct this mission. Once they come on mission 1 June, they can be called out at any time for a catastrophic event. That's if a 10 or 15K small device nukes goes off in a major city. We know that the first responders will be overwhelmed in a certain amount of time. So our job is to make sure that both the Guard and Reserve forces and the active duty are prepared and trained to come in and provide that assistance. With our top line thing is to save lives and mitigate suffering.
Guardian Response really evaluates and tests the capabilities of 3 specific types of Army units: engineers, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear companies, and medical units.
So when the patients come through at the casualty collection point, there's an initial triage that happens. We call it a rapid triage. The patients are processed through the decontamination line, and then there's another triage that occurs there, a more proficient and true triage that happens. They can treat a variety, anything from trauma to some minor medical scenarios that would be happening, really anything. This is probably the most realistic training that I have had the pleasure of experiencing. I'm on the current Cree Alpha mission year, and this experience that we got here at MUTC was probably the biggest eye-opening experience that we would be caring for our brothers and sisters on America's worst day.
So now we know a little bit more about what Guardian Response is. Let's talk a minute about Army North's exercise Vibrant Response, which runs concurrently with exercise Guardian Response. Now, exercise Vibrant Response takes place here at Camp Williams, Utah this year, where the task force headquarters is test on their staff exercises. Let's go find out a little bit more about exercise Vibrant Response.
Vibrant Response is an exercise held every year that validates those headquarters that are basically trained and maintained to support the a CBRN response in the United States. And Task Force 76 is one of those headquarters. It really helps to our staff to gel and work through the processes that are fairly unique, because in this complex environment that is defense support of civil authorities. The common scenario is basically the Task Force 76 and our other partners like Joint Task Force Civil Support in the Korean Civilian Response Enterprise are built for is a 10 to 20 kiloton nuclear device scenario in basically your favorite U.S. city every year. So in that response, again, there are a lot of unique challenges, and there's also the unique characteristic of defense support to civil authorities, where we in the military are in support of our local, state, and federal partners, usually most specifically FEMA, to bring support to the citizens of whatever that city happens to be.
So right now I'm standing inside the Task Force 76 Tactical Operations Center, or the TOC as it's commonly referred to. This is really the heartbeat of Vibrant Response. Inside this TOC we have a variety of soldiers doing a variety of different things. We have Task Force Aviation, Task Force Sustainment, Task Force Operations, and all these soldiers are busy in here doing coordination, staff processes if you will, to make sure that things are happening out there to respond to the disaster.
We operate in different cells here, and we talk about current operations. These guys track our operations 24 hours, and then we have what we call our future operations, and those guys track operations 48 to 72. And then we have liaisons from all of our task force that help us communicate directly to our units and make sure information is flattened. And then we have representatives from our staff sections, from our G1 and G2, G3, all the rest of the staff sections, and make sure that all of our staff is synced and working in the same direction. We make sure that while we're inside this talk, that all missions are tracked, all mission assignment tasking orders, and any support to our local, state, and federal government that we can provide is tracked, and all of our units are missioned correctly, and we ensure that they're supported to accomplish those missions.
The biggest thing for Exercise Vibrant Response is just, again, that we prepared to deal with the challenges of America's worst day, and that by us practicing, we can be more responsive, more efficient, more effective, and to be able to support whatever citizens are impacted.
Reporting from the Muscatatuck Urban Training Center, I'm Sergeant First Class Brent Powell.
Okay, so there you go. That's just one of many, by the way, that are out there. This one just struck me because it came across my phone right before I decided to put this out. This was an impromptu video, but I'm sitting here with y'all watching this, well, for me, the second time, because obviously I vet and watch things before I put them out to you. So just know that. And I state things very clearly for you to think about and discern. And by no means am I saying this is what's going to happen or that, okay? But what I am saying is that if you run through these scenarios in your mind and look around your environment and think, what if this happened here, right now? You're cooking dinner and your windows blow out. You know, what do you do? What do you do? So those are things that I'm trying to do for myself in various situations, trying to put myself in those situations mentally. That way, you know, if they happen, at least in my mind, it won't be new. It won't be something that's going to shock me. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm still going to crap my pants, okay? I'm human too. And like I say, you know, have unshakable faith. That doesn't mean you won't get rattled. It just means that deep down, you know you're in good hands and you're going to be all right. But I really, truly, with all my heart, want every single person to be okay, no matter what, you know. But don't forget about your neighbors, your loved ones, the children around you, the elderly, the pets. Everybody nowadays seems to have pets. If they don't have kids, they seem to have pets, or both. But there are a lot of elderly that live in our communities that need help, you know. We should be doing that anyway. But in this scenario, or ones like this, we need to do more of that. Anyway, so know who they are, you know, when you're going through this. Look around. You walk your dog, look around. No, okay. Oh, a man lives in that house by himself. Just remember him if something happens, you know, or an old woman or whatever. Okay. So that's what I wanted to play. I just thought it was funny. Again, let me get back. I'm sorry, my ADD little squirrel there moment. But yeah, when I started this video and saw this, something told me just go ahead and do this. So I did, impromptu. And then the second I hit play, I get that emergency broadcast on my phone. So the way that I see it is number one, I got an angel poking me saying, ooh, this is something you need to put out. And number two, when I hit that live button, I think that was God saying, good job for listening. I don't know. But that's just how I feel. So again, if you can like and share this, please. You know, I want to reach as many people as we can because this just in case video, you know, you never know. Maybe it'll save lives in the future. I don't know. I hope so. All right. Y'all have a good night. And I do have one more thing coming up for you tonight. So stay tuned. God bless. Be blessed. Do not fear. Seriously. As you can see in that last video, there are a lot of people that are ready to be here for us. And God didn't bring us this far to just let us be, okay? So I love you all. See you soon.